Hello everyone and welcome to class of 5G frequency band. So we know this that 5G primary technologies, it includes mmwave bands. So if we talk about millimeter wave bands, like we have 26, next 28, 38 and 60 gigahertz, and this offers up to 20 gigabit per second. Now this is about mmwave bands. We have massive MIMO. Massive MIMO has 64 to 256 antennas, and it offers performance up to 10 times as compared to the current 4G networks. So we have low band 5G and also we have mid band 5G. They use frequencies low band and mid band. They use frequencies from 600 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. To 6 gigahertz, and especially like 3.45 to 4.2 gigahertz also. So now we will discuss about the frequency bands across or used by various countries. So we will start with the very first. United States. United States is leading in 5G research and development. Now they have 600 megahertz, 2 into 35 megahertz band. They have 3100 to 3500. I will write here 3550 megahertz, 37 to 4200 megahertz. They have 27.5 to 28 35 gigahertz, 37 to 40 gigahertz. Now FCC has opened up a spectrum of 64 to 71 gigahertz for 5G use as well. So this is about United States. Now we will discuss about Europe. Using both low and high frequency bands, they are using both low and high frequency bands for 5G trial. Now what are the lower bands? Europe is using lower bands of 3400 to 3800 megahertz, and if we talk about the higher bands, this is using 24 gigahertz as a higher band. This is about Europe. Now we will discuss about China. China is using 3300 to 3600 megahertz band, 4400 to 4500 megahertz, 4800 to 4900 megahertz. And if we talk about high frequencies, these high frequencies, it includes 24.25 to 27.5, gigahertz. So these are the bands that China is using. Now next we have a Japan. On the lower band, (3600 to 4200 megahertz), 4400 to 4900 megahertz. In higher bands, 27.5 to 28 gigahertz in higher bands. Now we have Korea. Korea is using trial on higher bands of 26.5 to 29.5 gigahertz. Now let's talk about India. What are the bands available for India? India is using 3300 to 3400 megahertz on lower bands, megahertz, 3400 to 3600 megahertz, and it could be going to be used in 2020. So these are the bands the countries are using. Thank you so much.